Hey, what is going on, everybody? So I've got in front of me here today a phone that has been out for several months now, but there's a reason why I just got it now. After the announcement of the Galaxy Note20 series, and as the S10 series ages a little bit, this guy right here with its flagship processor from 2019, the Snapdragon 855, can now be had brand new for under $400. And in my opinion, the package that this offers you makes it the best smartphone you can get brand new for under $400 right now, currently, August of 2020. So this just came in the mail. Let's unbox it, and then I'll go through why I think it's the best buy for a smartphone under $400. So let's get started. So this is the international unlocked variant. I wanted to get this in the Prism White, and the US unlocked models were all more expensive for some reason and only in the Prism Black. So this one is the 8GB of RAM model. I gotta cut this portion as well. Comes with 128GB of internal storage. And there we have it. The Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite. And it feels fantastic. It feels absolutely premium in the hand, despite the fact that the back here is made of a material Samsung calls Glastic, which is basically just plastic. I just had a hands-on at Best Buy of the standard Note20, which also has a quote-unquote Glastic back, and it did not feel quite as sturdy or premium as this device here. So I'll put this off to the side. See what we get. Got your standard booklets and documentation, as you would expect. USB-C cord in white, and of course your fast charging brick also in white. Got plenty of these laying around, so probably just use what I have. And you've got headphones that are not quite the same as the headphones you get with the regular S10. Maybe not quite as premium. This phone does not have a headphone jack, so these are USB-C headphones right here. Put those off to the side as well. And let's see, what else do we have here? We also have booklets in here hidden at the top of the box, which is usually the case. And I believe, speaking of usually the case, that there is a case in here. There certainly is. So you got some ejection pin right there, and a soft silicone case. It's a little bit textured on the inside. You can probably hear that. So nice to have this in the bag. I'm not sure I'll be using it much at all, but so here we have it. Beautiful device here. It comes with the screen protector pre-installed, and I love that there's a flat screen. It's a nice little alternative to all the curved displays, and I love the way the curved displays look. However, I think many will agree that usability isn't always ideal with them. Let's peel this off. I'll shut up first. Very nice here. This is obviously, as I said, the Prism White. And I tell you what, you tap on it, I mean, I'm wondering if I'd know off the bat that this was plastic if I didn't already know beforehand that it was plastic. The back is a little bit curved, nice ergonomics. And you see the polished metal chassis, and I absolutely love phones that have a polished metal chassis. And let me peel these, the plastic off of that metal chassis that I just talked about. I personally dislike when reviewers keep that on, because I want to see the full design of the phone, and having these this plastic on it does detract a little bit from the experience. You don't get to see exactly how glossy or matte a metal finish is exactly, but it really is a nice touch from Samsung that they protect every corner of this phone. that's all. I believe that's it. So here it is. Like I said, screen protector pre-installed. I'll probably remove that. I'll keep it on for now. I really don't like the screen protectors on phones at all, really. But you see how that that phone kind of changes color and shines in the light. Really, really nice. This is the Prism White. So let me get my SIM in here and turn this thing on. I'll be right back. All right, here we go. Powering this thing on. Let's rest it on this box here. So, like I said, I mean, you get a huge, beautiful display. I believe 6.7 inches. You got your Snapdragon 855 flagship processor from 2019. A flagship design as far as I'm concerned. Let's pick our language here.
Let's look at the terms and conditions. Once you read and agree to these, we can really get going.
Okay.
Wi-Fi would be quite handy here.
All right, so this is checking for updates now. So as all this happens, I'll continue to talk about the phone a little bit. As I said, you've got the flat display, which is not easy to come by on a Samsung flagship. All right, got it all set up here. Set up my PIN. Of course, you can also use Face Unlock on here. It's got the in-display Fingerprint Reader, although it's the optical variety, not the ultrasonic one that's on the rest of the S10 lineup, except for the S10e. So here we go. I mean, honestly, the only thing for me that's at all missing from this phone in terms of, I guess, your experience versus other Samsung flagships or the non-light models is just a higher refresh rate, but at under $400 for a Snapdragon 855, for the large display, for all of Samsung's goodies. I mean, you're talking about the ability to clone apps, you know, to set up a private space, a private area, which you cannot do on the Google Pixel. You'll have to download a third-party app in order to do that. Let's dive into settings here. See what we got here. It looks just like, you know, the S10 or even the S20 for that matter. One UI 2.0 out of the box, and I'm sure there's probably an update maybe. Of course, Android 10. So let's go through these settings here. Go to connections, and we've got our Wi-Fi. We've got Wi-Fi calling on. I like to actually keep that off, so I'm gonna do that. Let's see here. I mean, you've got all your features, your mobile hotspot and tethering, etc. Now, if we go into display, you see that we obviously can change our screen modes. That's standard, but we cannot change the screen resolution, which is just full HD, 1080p. But on a display this small, it's fine with me. I've been using my Galaxy S20 as my daily driver, and in order to use that high refresh rate, you got to set it to 1080p. So that's what I've been doing, and you can tell the size difference here. It's pretty noticeable. It's pretty noticeable, but it's not you know, it's not enormous, but it's certainly noticeable in the hand. So put it right on the corner here so you can tell the difference in width and height. Of course, the curved display, even though it's not as curved, not as pronounced on the S20, probably the biggest difference as far as the physical build. So it's been fantastic using this S20. But going back into settings, let's go up here. Let's see here. Obviously, we can change our wallpapers. I believe it is the same general set of wallpapers you got with the other S10 devices. Of course, you have access to Galaxy themes as you would on any other Samsung flagship or value flagship, as it were. Let me go turn on dark mode because I love dark mode. There we go. And of course, you can do things like download Good Lock and customize the colors and the transparency up here. And you've got access to the Home Up app through Samsung's Galaxy apps, and Theme Park. You know, customizations that you can't have or you don't get on some of the other flagship devices or mid-range devices, flagship killers, whatever you want to call them. Of course, the Google Pixel 4a was also announced this week, which also inspired me to pull the trigger a little bit when it came to the S10 Lite. And that one comes with a Snapdragon 730 processor. You don't have as many features. You don't have an always-on display, which for me is a deal breaker. And I know that for a lot of people it's not, but I've been using the always-on display, I've said it many times, since 2012. And so, I mean, for me, it's a deal breaker if it doesn't have that. Let's go into the always-on display, and I'm sure it's set up the same way as it is on other Galaxy devices. Let's see what it's set on. I don't want to tap to show, I want it to show always. Let's go to the clock style. What will we pick here? Let's see. And of course, you can download even more clock styles if you want, which is also fantastic. Just gonna go with this one in color. Let's see, some kind of summertime color. Let's go with like our pool water color for now. You also get a much bigger battery. I believe it's 4,500 milliamps, if I'm not mistaken. And from all of the reports so far, the reviews so forth, battery life on this device is just absolutely outstanding. Of course, there is a Note 10 Lite out there as well, which is a compelling option, although it's with that Exynos processor and maybe not quite as battery efficient. But yeah, between the display, the flagship processor, that Snapdragon 855, what I definitely would consider a flagship design, this phone feels very good, feels very tight. That plastic, I mean, I like the way the Note 20 looks, but that standard Note 20 with the plastic back does not feel as sturdy as it does on some of the other Samsung phones that have that plastic, such as this one. Again, like I said, the flat screen, the always-on display, access to One UI goodies, Good Lock and Theme Park and Home Up. I mean, it's over $100 cheaper than the OnePlus 7T, despite, you know, having some extras like the expandable storage, for example. Again, this is 128 gigabytes of storage, and you can expand it. And this is a hybrid dual SIM slot, so I can add a second SIM if I want instead. Let's talk about what it doesn't have. It's only a 60 hertz display, so you miss out on that 90 hertz or whatever like you have on, say, the OnePlus Nord. But then again, the OnePlus Nord, I believe, comes with a Snapdragon 765 processor. So it's, you know, probably inferior performance. It has to be inferior performance. But yeah, this phone does not have wireless charging. It could have, certainly. A plastic back does not prevent a phone from having wireless charging, but Samsung left that out. No glass back, as we said. No telephoto lens, but this brings me to another area where this phone is a much better value in the sub $400 category. I mean, you have a fantastic main shooter. You perhaps have seen other reviews and stuff of the camera, which you know, came out months ago. Very good in low light, and you have the wide-angle lens that you do not get on, say, the Pixel 4a for around the same price. Maybe the Pixel 4a can be had maybe 15-20 bucks cheaper, brand new. But I got this on eBay for, I believe it was $380, maybe $370 something, brand new. So, you know, you get camera extras that you don't get on other phones in this price category. So you don't get 5G, so you miss out on that. But I think, as a lot of people know, if you're watching this, you probably are aware that 5G is really not a factor in 2020 and probably not going to be much of a factor in 2021. So you're really not missing out there. I have the S20 5G, and I have not really noticed my experience in terms of internet performance being any better from, you know, LTE experience the year before. So you're not really missing out on that. You do not have stereo speakers though here. So this only has a bottom firing speaker. Let me fire up a video here so we can see see how it sounds. Honestly, the bottom firing speaker is fine. It gets plenty loud.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? So this should be a quick one today.
Now, it doesn't sound quite as good. It doesn't sound quite as good as it does on the S20 or, you know, a phone with stereo speakers, so you miss out on that as well. But again, as a complete package, I don't think there's anything more you can get, because what are the most important things really in a phone? Now, everybody's priorities are different, but it's got to be performance. So, you know, the processor and the screen and the display on here is absolutely gorgeous, even at just full HD, 1080p. And it's got a really complete array of cameras. The camera experience is going to be a more complete one. So, in fact, the only other phone that I think would even be remotely worth it over this one, if you can find it for sub 400, for under $400, might be the S10e. Now, from everything I've been seeing, the S10e runs a little bit over 400 new, but if you can find that S10e for under 400, the extras that you're getting are the glass back, the wireless charging. You don't get the macro lens on the camera. It's only 2 camera lenses, the wide angle and the main lens. I don't think you're probably missing out on much with that. But you do get the wireless charging, and you get the power share, the reverse wireless charging. So, and you'll also actually get the stereo speakers with the S10e. So it's a really great little phone, but I think that's going to run you a little bit more. But if you'd rather the better battery life and the bigger display, then you know what, the S10 Lite is it for you. And I think this is a fantastic device. And if you can afford it and you like to have 2 phones instead of, let's say, a phone and a tablet or something, this is an incredible second device to have. Very good for content consumption, media consumption, and just a backup phone in case anything happens. And obviously, as a main phone, it works fantastically well. So I'll put this phone through its paces and test some things out. Of course, like I said, it's been out for several months now, so there are plenty of reviews. So buying this phone now, you're already really educated on what it offers you. And so if my mind changes at all after using this for a while, then I will certainly let you guys know. You will be the first to know. But yeah, in summary, this is why I think the S10 Lite, Samsung Galaxy S10 Lite, is definitely, in my opinion, the best phone you can get for under $400, brand new, that is. Now, of course, there are renewed, quote unquote, restored, whatever language different manufacturers would like to use to describe that, or pre-owned or whatever, but those are often quite hit or miss. I've had experiences in the past that are a little bit hit or miss, and personally, unless I'm buying the phone from somebody that I know well and it's used, then I definitely prefer to buy brand new, like I did with this one. And so, like I said, sub 400, brand new. The S10 Lite is where it's at right now, especially compared to, let's say, the Pixel 4a, the OnePlus Nord, or even the OnePlus 7T. Now, if you want to spend closer to $500, maybe those things could offer you some things that you don't have here that you want, but even compared to phones that are about $500, this is very compelling. But certainly sub $400, this is the one to get. So if you've got any questions, please let me know. I plan to get a Note 20 or a Note 20 Ultra in here. So if you'd like to see coverage of that, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next one.